Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see who we got in the house. Pretty and Pooch, he was in here early, like 6:57. We got New Image Landscaping and Concrete. Hello there, Joe. Entertaining and More by DJ. Hello and welcome in. And there's Johnny. Hey, hey, hey. Johnny's always there. He's always there for me. We got our cabin in the woods. And Heather. There's Heather Landsgren, supporter of all. We've got Linda Peterson, Old Man King Homestead. He's on after us. After me. And then we have Adventure Awaits. That's my buddy Chris. Hopefully we'll be going hiking sometime soon. Linda Peterson. So the link is at the top of the chat for anybody who would like to come in and tell us what you did this week. My week was pretty lame, boring. Pretty much pounded post, did some very repetitious stuff. So not a whole lot to announce there. Still haven't heard back from the insurance company, although they did stop in and check out the situation, and I got most of it all cleaned up and started tearing into the wall and everything. But with the grapes and all the work we have to do, it's kind of a low priority. So I'll get to it soon and start repairing that damage. And believe me, I miss having this room. Every morning Papa and I'd have breakfast together, and it just throwing a chain and everything. We don't start our day on the right foot. Wanda Henry is in here, and so is James Hall. Good evening and welcome in, everybody. There's Leanne Gunther. Prepping for heaven. Yeah, we've been pounding post. Finally figured out why the post pounder tractor wasn't working properly. We changed the points and the spark plugs and the spark plug wires and the coil and what was the other thing? The distributor cap. None of that seemed to work. It would go for a while and then it would just cut out. But just like I kind of figured in the beginning, and I don't know why I didn't stick with the idea, it was a fuel issue. And what it was is I took it apart and took the air compressor and blew it up through the gas tank in it. Whatever was plugging it, loosened it up. You need a tractor without any of that stuff. You do or I do? I have a tractor. We have a couple of tractors. We have 3 tractors total. Virginia Alexander's in here, and so is Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Angie. I'm not going to do it, Angie. Just Angie. Thank you for coming in, Angie. Yeah, hit that like button and subscribe, people. If you haven't already. I'm sure most of you have already subscribed, and I appreciate it. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting how I fix that wall. I'm going to have to get the tractor involved. I'm going to have to, because the kitchen is on a platform so that all the plumbing goes underneath the floor and everything, because it's a concrete barn floor. And I have to hook that sucker up to the tractor bucket or the front loader and yank it back because it's shifted. I thought, man, it broke the pipes underneath the drainage pipe, or so I thought. But I opened up the floor and it wasn't moving. I was like, that should be wiggling all over the place. And then I tore it apart more and realized that I had used a rubber boot, thankfully, to do the T where the two sinks combined, and it just popped off. So that's an easy fix. Just if I can get the kitchen to move back, then I can just reconnect it. But it totaled our refrigerator and the hot water heater. The water heater, not the hot water heater. If it was a hot water heater, then the water would have already been hot. I've heard that argument many times. Let's see. Anybody? Debbie Dratch is in here. Good evening. Let's see how many people. We got 21 people in the house. You know? So we've had a crazy couple of weeks, haven't we? With what's going on in our society, if you want to call it that. Yeah, society. And even at home and all the things going on with a lot of you. Unfortunately, I got a message today that Rebecca's sister, Judy, has passed. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And she said that she wanted to stay low for the next month on YouTube. So if you know her personally, say hi, send her your love. Yes, it's nuts. It is nuts. The whole world is going crazy, Brian. You got that right, Linda. Why do you miss me? I'm right here. I'm right here. Well, I don't know. They better get their act together because they can't pull off a stunt like that again. And I'm not going to mention what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking about. They can't do that again without it being completely obvious, as if it wasn't already. Let's see. Anybody saying anything here? That's got to be a PETA. What is that part of the conversation about? Let's see who else. Yeah, that is really something. And you know, our lives, I've noticed our lives, all of our lives have had less people in them. So people have been paying attention to the outside world a lot lately, which is understandable. PETA isn't a pain in the ass, Brian. Oh, PETA, not as in PETA bread. PETA. Make me hungry. Well, that was the first. Last week was the first Wednesday that I skipped. So I figured, I guess I was trying to keep a record of not missing. And I said, man, I got to break that record because sometimes I just need a week to slide through. And most of you didn't see me too much last week. I just needed a break. That's all. It's been a little crazy around here. You're fixing the kitchen. Yeah, it is. Since that's not the first time that kitchen was revised. When I first originally built the kitchen, and we're talking the turn of the century, 2000 or 1999 and 2000 was when I was designing this room, and I was going to do a little kitchenette, which would have been this little open. I don't know if you can see it. See where the double stacker ovens is? Past all the flooring that I had to rip out of the kitchen. That was supposed to be the end of it. This was supposed to still be the barn part where you brought the tractors in and everything. But we changed the little kitchenette that we were going to do, and we went full-blown kitchen, which also we had some double doors over there. So that got all changed, and now I'm going to have to revamp it again. I mean, because I don't know. I probably keep it pretty much the way it was before it got slammed by a Impala. Yeah, I'm currently taking a break from the main channel. Again, Linda. Plus, I'm just taking a break from everything else right now. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. That was Entertainment and More by DJ. Have a good night. Who's saying a good night already? Brian, are you going to have a video up? Video? Your revamping of the kitchen. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I've kind of been getting away from doing the construction type videos. And, you know, to some degree, I'm going to have to put some of that stuff up because, you know, people who have been watching my channel want to see certain things finished. So, yeah, Johnny, like you did last week with my, wait, that was 2 weeks ago. That 2 weeks went fast. It went fast. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Johnny messed me up. So yeah, but I want to be doing maker things. I'm going to admit it. I was all excited about getting that drill press, and with everything going on, I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. But that's typical Brian anyway. I get something, and then it sits for months, and then I take it out, and then I never stop using it. So I make up for it. I am in the process of making a tray right now. And I was so far through the process and then totally changed my ideas, which is good. So I'm going to have to turn that around because, oh, did I take them away? I took them away. I got myself some paint markers, so it's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be fun. And I'll get to doing that soon. Plus, I need to do a box opening for the drill press and the drill press table. And the router that I have, I had that in the box for months and then finally took it out. And then I started the video months ago and was saying in the video how I was going to show the router with different projects throughout a few months or whatever, and never got back to it. So yeah, I gotta light that fire. So we got somebody in the green room. Are you ready? How you doing, Tony?
How's it going? How you doing?
Pretty good. What are you wearing? Are you wearing a Gillen hat or is that something else? I can't see it.
My lighting's terrible. It is Gillen hat though. Yeah. Oh yeah, as much as I can. I try to keep it clean, but oh well. Hey Linda.
So what do you got going? I'm so far behind with everybody and what they're doing.
It's just everything. I'm working on getting rid of our piglets. I've got 2 left. We sold 6, and just gardening. My viney garden just tanked this year. It started last year, and I don't know what happened. I tested the soil, and it just said I lacked nitrogen. But everything I put in there just dies as soon as I put it in the ground. So I don't know. Just working on putting everything like a second a fall gardening with viney stuff with my above ground hookah culture beds I've got. I'm testing, see if I can change that up. I don't know what to do. It's all test right now.
Yeah. You got to figure it out. You always got to figure something out. Strategy is king when you're living on a farm or a homestead.
You know, I always say, I've got a saying, we just never fail. We don't, we just learn to not do that again. But man, I tell you what, I thought I tried everything with my garden stuff, and it's 2 years in a row, it's completely, and I mean completely failed. And so I moved everything to my other beds, and we'll see what happens there. It's almost like there's something in the ground that's killing the plant, but I've tested, and I need to go and take the soil to the college here in Oklahoma City and let them mess with the soil and see if they come up with something, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I should be harvesting my potatoes maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Get them out and see how that's going. But it's always gardening.
You probably didn't plant your potatoes in a hay bale like Barrow & Forge now, did you?
No, it was it was already mound, and I laid what did I put in the bottom? I put gosh darn it. And I put them in a mound, and I covered it all up with hay, and I just kept throwing hay on top of hay, on top of it, and so that's how I've always done it. But hey, Kevin.
Yeah, hey Kevin, how you doing? Oh, Johnny, this is one of the trays I made. This is the first thing I did. If you go on my YouTube channel, this is the very first video you'll ever see.
I like that.
And I didn't make it on the video. I just showed it because, back then it was 2018, and I was like, I want to put a video up on YouTube and see what happens. But then I didn't start my YouTube channel till 21.
Linda, I do have electric heat, but come wintertime, I do, if it's under 35 degrees, I will run my fireplace because it gets so hot. We were at 0 degrees a few years ago, and I was just wanting to see what my fireplace would do, and it cranked up the heat inside my house at 92 degrees. So it works. I know 35 is the highest that I'll run it, but everything works good with the fireplace. The heater almost never comes on.
Yeah.
I have the ashes. I see what you're saying about that. I've tried all that stuff. I've actually this past year, and I didn't even do a video on it, I actually changed the soil. I went to another soil and put it in there. I got to back up. In the ground, that is a hookah culture bed in ground. But I've changed it, and I don't know. That's what got me lost, because I do seed straight, and I don't buy plants, and they look, I've got plants that are just beautiful, huge plants I'll put in the ground, and then like maybe less than 2 weeks later, they are just laying over dead. And I don't know why.
Speaking of that, we got tomatoes we got to get up on stakes.
Right.
Are you ready?
Hey.
You got to nod your head because your fingers are behind the sign that says come up on panel or whatever it says.
I watched your video today, Tony. I saw you throwing hay in your back window and your truck and all that. Nobody wants to be videoed. And
I don't know why. I don't know. I guess I just got to respect it because I know those guys. I've tried to ask him a couple times. This last time, I thought he was going to say, "Yeah, go ahead," and then he's, "No, I don't want to be on it." So, all right, I got you.
Good evening, Todd Laginus.
You're you're a lot different than I am. I just video. If they don't like it, they'll, I feel like they're in a public place, so I just video and.
It is public. It's their business in a way, and I don't know. I just like to respect the guys, and
I understand that. If you ask them and they say no, yeah, you're not going to do it. But if you're I know we went to pick out chicks one time, and we took the camera in, and I'm just videoing while we're picking, and they're like, are you videoing me? And I'm like, well, I'll cut you out if you want to be cut out of it. I mean, and
right.
Yeah, please do. And I'm okay. So we did. But I videoed getting the chicks and everything. So
sounds like a story you were telling me, Johnny, about somebody being live.
You. Yeah, I know that. I know that would be, we don't even have to. It isn't somebody. It's Jerry Butler is who it is. So we'll go ahead and throw it out there. If Jerry Butler's around you and he's got any kind of a phone or anything, you are live. I guarantee you are on video. Just remember that.
And it's sneaky.
I don't get my permission.
Hey there, Christine.
Hey.
So,
Sorry, I'm cleaning.
but anyway, that was a good video. So you got enough feed for a month and about a month and a half, maybe.
I was actually looking at it today, and I'm really thinking it's going to be a month and a half, maybe to 2 months. But I will know more because most of the piglets are gone, and that was what was throwing me off because they're all eating a lot of food right now.
Yeah.
And as far as the egg layers and the goats, I think it's going to be at least a month and a half.
Hey, Kevin, good to see you. Yeah, you didn't say where you went and got the pig feed or even what it was.
Pig feed was at Shawnee, and it's pellets and it's hog feed that they have. I was buying everything at Chandler as far as the pig feed, but it was the corn that they threw everything in, and I don't know. I've raised, I don't know, let's just say 8 sets of pigs already, and it was corn, and every time they were kind of fatty, and I didn't like that. But I do know the pellets have corn, but I have a better outcome with these pellets that I've been feeding them.
Hi, Leanne. We feed something called Power Sow, and it's a pellet, and it comes from our local co-op.
Right.
So we don't buy it. We haven't bought it in the volume you have, but we just buy it by 50-pound bags.
Right.
But they go through about 2 a week. They go through about 100 pounds a week.
Right. When's those? I think if I remember seeing the ticket right, in fact, I may have it here. I think it's like $23 a 50 pounds. I think I got to figure out what they put.
I think that's more than what we give. I think we give 15.
Oh, wait a minute. It's $15.40.
Yeah, we get $15.
Yeah, I got to figure out how this goes.
Yeah. Did you hear Christine? She said you live in the expensive part of Oklahoma.
It could be. It could be.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everywhere around has cheaper gas and diesel than we do right here. I mean, you can go any direction from right here, and there'll be cheaper gas and diesel than there is right here in our area.
I think our diesel is $3.60, maybe $3.55.
$3.55.
$3.55 or $3.60. Yeah.
See, over in Muskogee, it's around $3.20 a gallon, and over here it's about $3.45 here.
Okay.
I haven't even left the property, so I don't even know what gas price is.
Yeah, I know, but See, a while ago, whenever you were talking about your tractor, Brian, I said you said you changed the plugs and you worked on the points and
Yeah,
the
it's like
I said you get rid of all that. You don't need any of that. You need something that doesn't use any of that. You need a diesel.
Right.
Are you buying a new tractor? Is that what you're okay? Just
I mean, I can't
drive it up here.
imagine buying a tractor that's not a diesel.
We have a cab tractor and a 4-wheel drive tractor as well with a front loader on it.
Oh,
But
well,
that-
there you go.
that
Throw a
tractor-
butter pounder over on it, and there you go.
You can't because they're too big. Those tractors are too big for that project.
Oh,
You're pounding post. I need to be able to walk around that sucker, and the 4-wheel drive one, I can't get past it practically because it takes the whole row.
oh wow.
Well, how many horse?
That's why we have a gator. That's why we have a gator. We can't have any of the other types of vehicles because the gator is the only one narrow enough to get in between the rows.
So, how many horses the little gas tractor?
I mean, horses.
What kind of gas tractor is it?
It's 4.
8N, 9N?
Don't ask me about that stuff. I do my best about that kind of thing.
Okay.
I did completely remodel a 1980 Ford truck way back then, but I have totally forgotten everything I learned.
Ah, okay.
It has 4 spark plugs.
I thought they already have battery powered tractors, Todd. John Deere's doing some crazy stuff with that. Yep, I think it's over there in their DEI program that they got going on with their battery powered tractors.
I can't believe this stuff that they're showing that they're trying to make battery powered now.
Well, the thing about, it's like Cat's got battery powered bulldozers and stuff, right? So, I run a dozer. So the dozer, whenever it's on a job, like the job it's on right now, it's been on since November. It's sat out there in the brush since November where it's at. Okay. So how are you going to charge that up sitting out there? You can't haul it in every day. So you would have to haul a diesel generator out there, and it would have to run all night long on that dozer. And then you could run it for what? 4 hours, 3 hours, and then you'd have to fire up the diesel generator again, and you're going to lose, half a day of work charging the batteries up.
Yep.
And I wouldn't want to be on that sucker when it decides to.
Yeah, whenever it decides to ignite off, yeah.
Man, I've seen some videos, and those cars don't give you any warning. You're in a battery operated car, and it decides it wants to blow up. You're done because you don't get a chance.
Yeah, that's right. And it's going to take diesel also. Deere only has a battery powered lawnmower, small backhoe, and compact tractor. Okay, cool. I thought you were talking about that's what they were going to, Dale. So I know they're the ones that have been put. I mean, they've been talking about it. I've heard.
Well, it's probably
That's we've got states that have energy ban or energy. What do they call that when you're supposed to cut down on your energy intake with the air conditioners and all that stuff? And we can't even run our air conditioners. How the heck are we going to be running
California, brownout states.
Yeah.
Where they have brownouts.
Yeah.
Howdy, Patriots.
Hey,
Tucker's living. So, yeah, and my buddy has a record business, and he will absolutely not hook up at all to an electric vehicle. If it's electric, they have to get a hold of somebody else. Like usually if it's a Tesla, they have to call Tesla. I mean, Tesla has to be the one who moves that vehicle and stuff like that. But those electric vehicles, if they ever catch on fire in his record yard, he would have to have a actual pool of water.
Yep.
So he would have to, if he hauled an electric vehicle in there, he would have to dump it into that pool of water, and it would have to stay there for up to 2 weeks.
Correct. Yeah.
Because it can ignite at any time, and that's the only way to contain it, is for it to completely be submerged.
Correct.
And those batteries on those, if they're low, they're even more volatile. That's what's crazy about the lithium battery. Low batteries are volatile. So,
Hello, Dana Mason.
hey, Dana.
You go.
Yeah, I won't be getting that. I won't be getting one of those. Be just my luck to have a battery operated car hit my barn.
Class D fired, must be submerged. That's right. Yeah, and electric vehicles are just moronic, in my opinion, especially for the north, and very dangerous. It's there's ways of doing it, but electric vehicle isn't the way to do it. I mean, there's hydro is a better way of dealing with this than electric, because you're still having to make the electric, you have to plug it in, and that takes away from everything else. I mean, I guarantee if I'm going to either do with air conditioning or my car is going to be charged up, we're going to have air conditioning, because we have got to that point where we like our AC.
Yep.
Well, you'll have your heat taken care of real quick.
Yeah, whatever. What? That'd be our electric car burning in the garage out there.
You know what? I'm not a fan of parking any vehicle in a.
Oh no, we don't. We park cars in the shop and everything, but I couldn't park like an electric car onto something hooked to my house. I just couldn't do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Our world in serious trouble. Israel going to.
You ready?
Threat. Yeah, I see that.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Dale.
Hey, Dale.
Guy's going to tell us about electric tractors.
There we go.
So, I mean,
All right, I'm listening.
it was too much to type in the chat, so I figured I'd come on. But yeah, so far the only production that Deere has is those three. A lawnmower, it's like a 310 backhoe. It's the smaller. It's not compact, but it's not a big one either. And then they actually have a compact tractor. The bigger stuff, the direction they're going is it'll be John Deere diesel powered generator, so a smaller engine, turning generator to electrify the transmissions and the powertrains. So it'll have inverters and stuff like that, and it'll have generator motors in it.
Like the trains do?
Like trains do, exactly. Hi, Dana.
Hey there, Northern girl.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Northern girl.
Was it lithium?
Obvious.
So the batteries that are in those battery components are lithium. Those three battery. But what Deere has done is these fast charge, like you see the Tesla plug-in fast charge deals. They have bought the largest company and supplier of those worldwide. So they're jumping off knee deep in that.
Yeah, buddy.
And, there's been a lot that's went on, and Deere's got a lot of mud throughout them here lately. Hi, Heather. But,
yeah, well,
people want to vilify them and make them out to be evil because they're moving production facilities to Mexico. If you want to blame somebody, quit pointing it at Des Moines and Moline, Illinois, and start pointing it directly at Washington, D.C., because that's the reason why they're moving.
Yeah.
They cannot afford to be in this country anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, couldn't they wait a couple more months?
Yeah.
And now,
Lori's exactly on it, and I'm not here to throw rocks. I mean, I'm in one of what Prepping for Heaven says there myself, but yeah, that's that's exactly why they cannot be there anymore. You know,
Yeah.
and they're not moving. Don't get me wrong. John Deere tractor, the big like 125 horse and up, still going to be made in Waterloo, Iowa. It's things like mowers, hay mowers and stuff like that. That they're the only one left that still makes that in the United States. I don't care
Right.
what brand you're talking about. They're the only one. So they're just getting
Rhino didn't make them in the U.S.
Huh?
Bush hog, Rhino, none of that stuff makes anything in the U.S.
Hay mowers, no. Hay mower now, cutters, yes, you're right. Cutters are made here, like brush cutters.
Right.
Hay
When
mowers,
you said mower, I was like, okay.
yeah, not brush cutters, but hay mowers, like hay bind, hay mower conditioners. There's not a single U.S. manufactured one right now.
Really?
wow.
I mean, Deere was it. Deere, Vermeer components are made here.
Guile?
Gale?
Yeah.
Gale's been out of business for 15 years on the hay side.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, everybody I know over here's got a Gale baler.
Gale's been out of business. I was still at the dealership because that was one of my lines. But they switched to construction a long time ago. So Manitou actually owned Gale Corporation, and so anything that was Manitou, Takeuchi,
Takuchi?
yeah, belted skid steers.
Right.
That's part of them also.
Oh, okay.
But all their hay line, all their hay balers, their grinder mixers, all that disappeared a long time ago.
Man, that's all there is over here.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
was a lot.
everybody's still using them, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, my dad and I, we bought a brand new Gale baler. I mean, I was probably in my early 20s. That was an awesome baler. Awesome. But it just finally was wore out. When you do a couple thousand bales a year, you wear one out eventually. So he switched to a Vermeer back then. But I don't know. I mean, that's kind of and the reason why I know all of that is because I got it straight from the horse's mouth yesterday. They come and visited me at my work. It's not pretty right now in the land of farm equipment. It is not a pretty time to be in that business at all.
Yeah.
Not to be a great farmer either.
The numbers that are being shown in the farm equipment business, y'all know what happened if you're old enough and been around farming enough in the late 70s, early 80s, what happened to the farm economy. Farm equipment businesses, manufacturers went completely broke. Farmers sold at courthouse steps. The numbers and we're talking all brands across the board are showing right now are worse than that.
Well, I don't want to go political, but this is all being forced that way for a reason.
It is. It's the same. So it's the same thing, and I'm the same way. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on or whatever, but guys, there's something to it, because it's just like what I've said in the chat for a while now. They want to take 55,000 acres right here where I live, of highest production farm ground, and cover it in industrial solar panels.
Yeah.
It'll never be able to use for food production again.
Right.
Ah,
Those things are toxic to the land.
yep. Hey,
Um,
Angie and I went up to Minnesota back a few years ago to visit her dad, and I can't remember where, but I think it was in Iowa, somewhere in the northern part of Iowa. We're going over an overpass, and we look to the right, and there's nothing but windmill blades that were destroyed, stacked up in fields. It was going, and when I went over the overpass, or on the overpass, you can look over to the right and just see them scattered everywhere off of I-35, the windmill blades. And back then, I mean, I haven't looked recently, but back then they didn't know how to get rid of them, and they were just everywhere. It's crazy.
they still don't know how to get rid of them.
No, they,
Right.
They're burying them in landfills.
they're burying
And they're
Yeah.
killing all the birds.
them.
I want.
So
So
are
Linda
the solar
Peterson-
panels.
It's
The
funny. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Solar panels, the birds think they're water, and then they go down to land in it, and then they burn up. It's too hot for them, and they end up dying.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's talking about Sunstrand. Well, Sunstrand was a hydraulic company. You know, that's who provided all the hydraulic hydrostat transmissions for combines, and it didn't care if it was a red one, a green one, or a yellow one. That was the hydrostat that was in them. They were big in that for years.
Hi,
Jeff
Jeff.
Billion. Hello, Jeff.
Jeff, how's it going?
Jeff, how you doing?
So, Kentucky Bluegrass Living said there's they said they now have a recycler. So they recycle that fiberglass now?
Well, it's something about the resin, I think the hardener, whatever it was, that made it not recyclable, but they may have changed that now. I mean, the fiberglass has always been recyclable, but it was the chemical that was used to make the blades. You couldn't do it. And I should have asked Angie when she went to Minnesota here a couple of weeks ago if those blades are still there. I never even thought about it.
And I don't want anybody to get it construed. I believe in individual solar, like at
Yep.
your house. I believe that, but I do not believe in taking production farm ground
No.
out of production and covering
No,
it.
we need all of it.
I
We
mean-
need all the farm ground because it's nuts that we get everything from somewhere else when we have the ground right here.
Yep.
So yeah, industrialists are just wanting to ruin the American farmland.
Yeah,
And see, we could be growing our own food. We could do all our own cattle. We could do all that stuff. We don't have to be eating bugs. We don't have to be, we just need to do it here.
yeah.
And Dale and Lone Cross.
Hi, Andell.
Hey,
Hi,
Neil.
Scotty. Lone Cross.
Hey, Dale.
Right. Put them in a parking lot at Walmart.
Well, so there is something to that, Jeff. Like, you go down into the Southwest, like around Evelyn and down in there, and that is what they do. Like, they put them over the top of parking lots to be sunshades and everything. They build the solar panels up high, and that's where you park underneath it, that kind of makes sense. Or, I look at the fact that, like, I lived in Western Colorado, and basically about 70% of Western Colorado is BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and it's desert. Let's cover it.
Hey, Scotty, you're partially correct. The love of money is the root of all.
That
this.
is right. It's not money
It's
is the
not
root.
money. It's the love
of money. That's exactly that's biblical. The love of money.
Whether you have it or you don't have it, it doesn't matter. It's the love of money. you cannot have money and love it, and it can be the root of evil because people do things for money that is evil. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Or you can have money and, you know, like maybe use it in the wrong way, and that would be the root of evil. So,
You know, some people don't like the gentleman I'm going to quote about this, but others really like him, and that's Dave Ramsey, the whole Financial Peace University guy.
right.
But he said a statement one time in one of his talks that I agree with 100%, and that's money is no different than a brick. And that same analogy
Cool.
can be used for pew pew. It's
Right.
no different than a brick.
Yep.
Money in the hand of someone with the right heart, with a giving heart, with God in their heart, can be used to build schools and bless other people. Money in a greedy hand and someone with the love of money can be used to build weaponry and pit others against each other. A brick in a hand can be used to build a school, but it can also be used to hit someone up against the side of the head with and take them out. It all is the heart of the person holding it. So, you know,
Yeah.
that does get misquoted very often.
Right.
That money is the root of all evil. The love
Yeah.
of money is the
We
root of all evil.
It's a tool. It's just a
Nothing
tool.
but a tool.
I mean, it's nothing. It's no different than having a hammer or something like that.
That's
I mean,
exactly right.
So Kentucky Bluegrass Living said we're living in amazing times. I get up early, turn on news to see how much happened overnight. Yeah. I mean, you can't keep up with it, and you can't make this stuff up. I
Here's
mean,
the
you cannot make this stuff up.
They're only going to tell you what they want you to know. They're not going to tell you what's really going on.
That right there's the truth. And you better be paying attention to what outlet you're watching,
Yeah.
because you could be fed the storyline they want you to believe instead of the actual truth.
Linda, I like that barter way of life too.
I love barter way of life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll
We're,
give you a brick and you give me a tractor.
You're gonna where
I
you
wish
gonna
I
barter,
could, buddy.
Where you gonna barter for a tractor?
Instead of brick.
A brick.
I wish I could. I would barter one for myself.
I got 30 bricks.
You know,
So if I do have a lot of money and hate it, then I'm good.
I mean, it's not having money. It's
So I
just.
would hate to have a lot of money. I'd hate it.
I'm telling you.
you'd hate to have a lot of money.
I'd take it, but I'd hate it. I'd hate it.
Make bartering and dickering great again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that dickering. Hey, I'll give you this for that. Oh well, would you take this? You know?
There was that show that was on like Discovery or something. It was called Down East Dickering. I'm like, what's dickering? Never heard of that.
That's whenever you're talking them down, trying to get it down. And you've seen
It was
those
called
shows.
haggling or
Haggling.
or
Yeah.
something else when I was growing up.
But see, have you seen those shows where somebody starts off with something really minute and they keep trading it and they keep trading up?
Start off with like a Bic lighter,
Yeah.
or a Zippo lighter,
What
and
do we know about that?
a Ferrari.
And they end up with a car or a house
Yeah.
at the end of it.
I haven't seen one of them shows in like 5 or 8 years, somewhere around there. It's been
And
a
I
while.
can tell you, the person
Heartland
that
with
was-
HQ. Heartland HQ with Dink and Think is in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
and that's exactly who would be like. I think of when I think of the haggling and the trading.
Yeah.
That's David and Tamara, man. They are like that. David, he is a wheeling dealing dude, man.
Yeah. That's right, Kentucky Bluegrass Living. See the thing. Our deal is so messed up because nobody has voted in the primaries for one of the candidates. There's one candidate that has not one single primary vote.
Yeah.
Not one. Not a single vote. So how democratic is that? You know, we keep talking about democracy.
Exactly.
Good
Sorry,
evening.
Brian.
We are on our way to become them very quickly.
And Brian super chat.
Yeah, right. Send somebody shoot Brian a super chat.
All right, Brian. So what else you got going on? We got to say
here. No judgment here with Tish Ross is here. Tish,
hey, Tish.
Tish.
thanks for stopping in.
Uh-oh, bought a laptop. Oh, yeah, I got a story about a laptop.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about the laptop.
You don't want to hear? No, it's not that. It's not that laptop.
We don't want to hear about what you got on your laptop.
No, it's where the laptop was put.
Uh-oh.
On the chicken coop?
Huh?
On the
Was it
chicken
your coop?
No, I wish it was on our chicken coop. I could go outside and get it if it was out on the chicken coop.
Did you
I've heard this story. I know this
throw
story.
right over your head, Johnny?
No, Christine, she ordered a laptop
Yep.
Put it on the roof of the car?
and one of those the
iPad?
What? what's the not an iPad? What's the MacBook?
MacBook.
And they sent all the stuff to us that goes with it, and it came to us right, except for the actual laptop didn't come. And then they said they delivered the laptop like a week ago, and they said they left it at the security gate, which, you know, we do have a gate out there, but then they took a picture of where they left it. They left it on the trunk of like an 80 model Grand Prix somewhere. Yeah, it's laying right on the trunk of a car in a yard that looks like, well, it don't look good. Let's just put it that way. So we'll never see that ever.
Well, did you send the picture to him and say, that ain't my car, or what was it?
Yeah, she's got it taken care of, and they're going to send out another one. But you know, that just doesn't make it. You know, that's a lot to just throw on the trunk of a car. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, is that FedEx? Because I've had problems with FedEx. I have problems with FedEx like crazy.
Yeah, they brought everything else that goes to the computer and left it here, except for took the actual computer and left it somewhere else.
Oh, that's because they could say they left it somewhere, but they probably took it themselves.
Could be.
Well, they could.
You know, what
They got a
makes
picture
me
of it laying on some car trunk.
What makes me mad is, you know, it was pouring down rain, and he put it on the edge of the porch rather than in the porch.
So that it gets rained
Leaning
on,
up
yeah.
against the steps, and it was soaking wet. Fortunately, it was in a bag of its own, but that's just dumb.
No, Lori, not in the same shipment. Apparently, they sent some of the stuff out, and then they sent the rest of the stuff. It somehow got messed up, and but they're going to send another one. But they're not sending it here. They're going to send it to our post office. So hopefully, we get it at the post office. But it was supposed to be here this week, and it's not going to make it, I don't think. So anyway, it's just annoying knowing that, you know, somebody got a really sweet laptop
That they
and
didn't pay
they're not
a
turning it
register for.
in.
It probably won't work.
Heck, it may be still sitting on the lid of the truck of the car.
It might be. Might be.
Do you even recognize the vehicle?
I know what it is. It's a yellow 80 model Grand Prix, but I don't
Did you
know.
recognize it as
No. The car doesn't look like it runs. It looks like it's on blocks or something. So, and no, I don't know where it's at.
Should have done some GPS. It's probably still sitting there.
Well, yeah.
On Google, Google Map.
Well, I thought about flying my drone around all my neighbors' places and taking a peek, but because I've got neighbors who can't see their places from here.
Use
That might
Google Earth.
violate somebody's rights, though.
Google Earth, that car's
Okay.
still sitting there.
Google Earth. Look around there and search around your area with that.
Yeah.
It's probably
Google Earth, you could see a yellow Grand
Yep.
Prix sitting. You really
Yep.
could.
Yep.
Well, how long ago was this?
It was supposedly delivered, I think, last Wednesday.
Oh, it's still sitting there.
Last Thursday.
It's probably wrapped in plastic.
I'd
So
be Google Earthing it.
somebody found it at any rate, and they're
But anyway, Dale was saying something about the drone 100 feet up and you're in airspace. So,
Well, okay. That's kind of good to know, but we have some people here that thought it would be really cool to go down to Texas and catch wild hogs and bring back up here and turn loose
yeah, that sucks.
all over farm ground. And so now the USDA is trying to take care of that problem, eradicate them.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot fly a helicopter over a piece of ground that those people did not sign to allow them to.
Yeah.
Like they can't even be in the airspace over the top. So if I signed up my place, the guy on the other side signed up his place, and there's like a balance of a 40 between the two of us, they cannot fly the helicopter across that.
Well, they can, but they have to be a certain height.
Yeah.
It's 400 feet for commercial aircraft. It's 100 feet for drones. So, and that's because drones can't fly in commercial airspace. So they determined that 100 feet was enough on drones and stuff like that. But
So
they
anytime
have
that
to
you
fly
send,
400 feet up.
I'm going to say, anytime you send your drone up to look at the landscape, it only goes up 100 foot, right?
No, mine will go up to 400. It'll go up to right where commercial.
Oh, it can't be over 400.
No, it can't.
Okay. I'm following
No.
you now.
It right whenever it hits about 380 feet, it'll tell you maximum altitude has been reached and it won't fly any higher. And what's wild about that is the 400 feet is from whatever the tallest thing is in the area. So if you fly it off the top of a building, you can fly 380 feet above a building. But you can't, because planes have to fly 400 feet above a building or more. If you're down in a hollow, like down there on our deer lease, if I'm down in the bottom and I try to fly and I want to fly up and look at the top of the mountain, I can't, because the mountain's taller than 400 feet. And whenever I take off from the bottom, it'll only go up so high, and then it just stops, even though
Really?
it's below the mountaintop. So I have to walk up the mountain to get it to fly up to where I can see the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, peoples, it's time. It is 10 o'clock Central, and you're supposed to be going over to Old Man King Homesteads right now. So I want to thank you, everybody that came into the chat, and my moderators. Thank you for everybody that came in on panel. And we'll see you again next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Bye for now.
Good night, everybody.
Hi, y'all.
Night.
See you tomorrow. Homestead Hangout.